Evangelism isn't that popular a word or practice these days. Tim Keller said before he passed away that the future of evangelism in North America is not programs or curriculums. It's not watch a video and talk about it. It is missionally engaging the rank and file, getting people to talk to people who are closest to you. So Christians need to stop hiding who they are and share their faith in Christ. 82% of people would come if they were invited, but only 2% of your congregation do any inviting. So, as pastors, we need to equip and train our people to do that. So here's 4 components to get that started. Number 1, encourage your people to pray for people. It's the old mantra that was used by evangelists decades ago. You can't talk to the people about God until you've talked to God about the people. And then commit to pray daily for 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 people who they have some engagement with and would want to invite to something on at the church and talk about faith with. And this is where it starts. In wise but persistent ways, keep this before your church members. Maybe include times of prayer in services or at small groups of Bible studies. Make this a constant in the life and the DNA of the church, praying for people. Number 2, model it as the senior pastor. You can't lead the people to where you're not willing to go yourself. So in your preaching or as you talk with people, talk about the people that you're inviting to come to church or people that you're talking to about Christ and faith. Talk about the challenges of doing that. Talk about the times it hasn't been well received. Talk about the mistakes as well as the successes. And let your church see that you are doing what you are asking them to all do. Number 3, do biblical teaching on this. Some of the most sacred moments I've known on Sundays is when, after preaching or teaching on why people need to know Christ, when I've been preaching on reaching people who don't know Christ, maybe teaching on the lost sheep, the lost coin, the lost son, some of the most sacred moments came as I ended such and asked people to write out the names of people that they know are far from Christ and need to know His grace and His gospel, and bring them to the altar and call out to God's Spirit to hover over them and convict them and lead them to the cross. Teach your people how the heart of Christ is to seek and to save those who are lost. Teach your people that they should be bothered as much as Jesus is bothered about people who don't know the love of the Father. And number 4, give them something good, something suitable to invite their friends to come to. People will come to church at Christmas, we all know this. So make sure the 4 weeks of Advent, they're as guest friendly as you can make them. But it has to be more than Christmas. Create on-ramps that help your people say to a friend, hey, we've got this happening at our church, want to come? It could be an alpha course launch, it could be a Sunday series that you're teaching that is topical to a current cultural situation. It could be a parenting course, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Easter Sunday, starting the school new year, or the new January series, or a rooted course, a mixture of midweek and Sunday opportunities. 82% of people will come to church if invited. But just now, only 2% of your congregation are invited. Let's start to teach and to train that to be different. As with all these topics, if you want some more specific coaching on the topic of evangelism or other topics in our Church Learn series, email us and we will have one of our coaches reach out and talk with you more. We're here